Welcome to fourth session on power semiconductor devices. In this session, we'll be discussing about the most popular device in power electronics, that is IGBT. IGBT stands for insulated gate bipolar transistor. In this session, we'll be discussing about introduction to IGBT, structure of IGBT, operation of IGBT, and applications of IGBT. So before we proceed with the session, we have to first know the person who invented IGBT. We all should really feel proud that the person who invented IGBT was an Indian by name Jayant Balika. He has received many prestigious awards for this, and because of invention of IGBT, it has saved lot of energy all over the world. It's almost energy consumption was reduced by 1.3 trillion megawatts of power. For his great work, he has received many prestigious awards. IGBT is widely, you can just say any field, you can use the IGBT in consumer electronics part, industries, transportation, medical. You name any sector, we can use the IGBT. Now we'll just go to the contents. First is the symbol of IGBT. The IGBT symbol of IGBT is it has three terminals, namely gate, collector, and emitter. Its practical representation is like this. See, gate and emitter forms the control terminal pair. Collector and emitter forms the power terminal pair. What do we mean by control terminal pair andre? So whenever you want to turn on and turn off the device, we have to apply the potential here. So device na now on and off ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ we have to give supply between gate and emitter. Basically, it is a power switching transistor. It is a voltage controlled device which combines the advantageous features of MOSFET and BJT. What features? It combines the feature of high input impedance characteristic of MOSFET, low on-state conduction loss like BJT. It is used in, most of the times used in medium power applications. So next we will just look to the structure of IGBT. Moment you look to the structure, you can see that it is almost similar to that of IGBT, except that there is a injection layer which is P plus substrate. In MOSFET it is N plus. It is almost similar to the MOSFET, and you can see here there are two junctions J1, J2, and this is the injection layer, this is the drift layer, and this is the body layer. And you can see a metallic portion here, and there is a gap here that is nothing but a silicon dioxide which is placed above the semiconductor material. So P plus substrate is called as the injection layer which forms the collector. Then you have N minus layer called drift layer and P layer called body, and heavily doped N plus region diffused into P type body forms the emitter. And just as I just now said, an insulating layer of silicon dioxide is grown on the semiconductor which forms the gate. Now we will look into the operation of IGBT. See here, as we just now discussed, see this is IGBT terminals. We know that it has got three terminals, collector, emitter and gate. And injection region is closer to collector. It is called as injection layer because it injects majority carriers, that is holes, into the N minus layer. N minus layer is the called as the drift layer. The thickness of drift layer determines the voltage blocking capability of IGBT. Okay. You can see here the metallic layer. On metallization, it provides metallic contact between semiconductor and the terminal. So here, as we mentioned in the structure, there is a silicon dioxide layer, this gap portion, okay, on the collector. Now, what we have to do to turn on the device, what is done is collector is connected to the positive of the terminal, negative of the supply is connected to the emitter. So when positive of the supply is connected to collector and an emitter being negative is connected to the emitter, but the device will not go to the on state because you can see here there are two junctions, junction J1 and J2. Junction J1 is forward biased, but junction J2 is reverse biased. This junction J2 prevents the flow from collector to emitter. So what we have to do here is to make the device to go to the on state, what we have to make, we have to apply a gate potential, that is between gate and emitter. So when gate potential is applied, capacitor is induced. Capacitor is induced, that is in this silicon dioxide layer. It induces a N channel. How it does this? The positive charge carriers of the capacitor attracts all the negative charge carriers just below the gate and forms the channel. Channel becomes stronger and by that the current starts flowing. So if VGE becomes equal to the threshold voltage of the device, the larger current flows. In short, if we repeat, with VCC applied and no gate voltage, the device is in the off state. When VG is greater than the threshold voltage, an N channel is formed in the P region. The N channel short circuits N minus region with N plus emitter region and the device starts conducting. Now we'll just look to the VI characteristics of IGBT. If you look to the characteristics of IGBT, it looks like this. It is plotted IC versus VCE. You can see it is, as we keep increasing the value of VGE, IC is also increasing. From the graph, you can see that when the device is in, as your current is increasing, it is on state. The characteristics is almost nearer to the y-axis. That is, which is the one of the condition of an ideal switch. When a switch is ideal, we say that current is maximum and corresponding voltage drop is 0. So you can see as we keep increasing, the current is also increasing. We should always remember that the device should never be operated in the active region. Why? Voltage is also more, current is also more. So we should not operate the device in the active region. Okay. Next, the applications of IGBT. IGBTs are mostly used in medium power applications like DC and AC motors, UPS system, and in power supplies, in drives for solid state relays, contactors, general purpose inverters, welder equipment, servo controls, robotics, cutting tools, induction heating, etc. As in the beginning of the session only we said, IGBT finds applications in almost all the areas. Now let us just look to the of comparison between BJT, MOSFET and IGBT. So BJT is a bipolar device, MOSFET is unipolar, IGBT is bipolar. BJT is current control device, MOSFET is voltage control device, IGBT is again voltage control device. BJT has low input impedance, MOSFET has high input impedance, IGBT has high input impedance. BJT has least on-state conduction loss, MOSFET has maximum on-state conduction loss, IGBT conduction loss is higher than BJT but lower than MOSFET. Switching loss, if you consider, BJT has maximum switching loss, MOSFET has least switching loss, IGBT has switching loss which is lower than BJT and higher than MOSFET. BJT has least switching speed, MOSFET has maximum switching speed, IGBT has switching speed higher than BJT and lesser than MOSFET. BJT has highest current and voltage ratings, MOSFET has least current and voltage ratings, and IGBT has current and voltage ratings lower than BJT but higher than MOSFET. BJT operating frequency is 10 kHz, MOSFET operating frequency is 100 to 500 kHz, IGBT operating frequency is 20 kHz. There is a secondary breakdown in BJT, no secondary breakdown in MOSFET, and there is no secondary breakdown even in IGBT. As we all know, the terminals of BJT are base, emitter, collector. The terminals of MOSFET are gate, source, drain. Terminals of IGBT are gate, emitter, and collector. Next, how much you have understood? As a check, we'll just have some MCQs. IGBT has advantageous features of MOSFET and SCR, MOSFET and GTO, MOSFET and BJT. Answer, it is MOSFET and BJT. Next question. Terminals of IGBT are, just now we have discussed, emitter collector base, emitter collector gate, emitter collector drain, drain gate and source. Answer is emitter, collector and gate, that is option B. Third question. Switching frequency of IGBT is greater than MOSFET and less than BJT, greater than BJT and less than MOSFET. Third option is same as MOSFET. Solution is B. IGBT is a options voltage control or current control. Answer is voltage control. Control power requirement of IGBT is BJT. Is control power requirement of IGBT is dash of BJT, less than, higher than or same. It is less than BJT. Next action. Static VI characteristics of IGBT is plotted with dash as parameter. Solution is VGE. IGBT can operate up to switching frequency of options 10 kHz, 20 kHz and 1 MHz. Answer is 20 kHz. IGBT are suitable for power requirements. Options up to 10 watts, up to 10 kilowatts, up to 2 megawatts. Answer is up to 10 kilowatts. In a power electronic control, the switching device is expected to withstand plus 800 volts and carry a current of 100 amperes. The switching frequency is 15 kilohertz. The suitable switching devices options MOSFET, SCR, and third option is IGBT. Answer is IGBT. Which of the following statement is true? IGBT can be turned on and turned off using gate. IGBT can only be turned on using gate. IGBT can only be turned off using gate. Answer is A. IGBT can be turned on and turned off using gate. Thank you. I hope you have understood about IGBT. Thank you once again.